Hello, 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 hello. All right. So if you have ever in your whole entire life said Facebook ad tech is confusing, or if you're allowing the tech that is all your impression of the tech behind Facebook ads keep you from actually diving in, actually running ads, then this is the live for you because on this live, I am going to demystify all that. I'm going to talk to you all about Facebook ad tech, how to make it easy, how to make it simple. We're going to talk about a few different things, a few different aspects of the Facebook ad tech. So we're going to talk about one, what tech you need. We'll start there foundationally, what tech you need to set up to be successful, so you have a clear picture of what you need. We're going to talk about what to know about selecting audiences. That's another one that I've heard from a lot of y'all saying that audience selection is tripping you up. We're going to talk about what the pixel is, how it works, all that kind of good stuff. And I'm going to talk to you also at the end about how my course maximize with ads actually makes the tech process very, very simple and very straightforward. So leave me an emoji, comment below if you are excited to learn all things Facebook ad tech, or at least have your mind blown about how simple it really can be. But before I jump in, I want to make sure that you have known about my Facebook ads workshop. So if you have decided that you are ready to take the next step towards learning more the strategy piece, because what I'm talking to you today about is very much the tech piece. If you have decided that you're like, hey, I'm okay with the tech, I'm good there, I want to actually start to figure out the strategy piece, then I encourage you to go to my website, go to stacyzeal.co/maximize, or you can go to the link in my bio. And go sign up for the workshop, the free workshop. It's a free training. It's about 45 minutes. It walks you through how to layer Facebook ads into your existing marketing strategy, and so that you can grow your sales and take things to the next level. So if you're really looking to learn foundational pieces of strategy, I definitely recommend that you check out the workshop, the free workshop, stacyzeal.co/maximize. Get all the good nuggets there. You're going to learn exactly what you need to have in place before you start running ads, all those good things. So stacyzeal.co/maximize to get that. All right, so let's start with what tech you need to be successful. Okay, so you don't need a whole lot of tech to be successful. Honestly, I really do think that the tech piece is not as big of a component as a lot of y'all are making it out to be, or envisioning in your head. Because sometimes, we paint these pictures in our heads that things are super complicated, or we go into something not having a roadmap, not having a reference guide. We're only relying on Facebook's Learn More tools to actually tell you what to do. So I find that the tech is not that complicated as long as you have someone that gives you the roadmap and tells you exactly what to do and what you need to focus on. But here are the things that you need tech-wise to be successful with Facebook ads. First, you need a Facebook ads pixel. I'm going to talk about what a pixel is and how it functions in a second to really make it not as complicated for you as you think. Where you also need your conversion events. And a conversion event is essentially when you go and you tell Facebook what the buttons on your website means. That's all it is. Like, it's not that super complicated. It's you going to your website and saying, Facebook, hey, when this person clicks watch the workshop, that means that they are becoming a lead. Or, oh, when they land on my thank you page, that means that you should classify them as a lead. That's what a conversion event is. It's really, really not that complicated. Google has conversion events as well. So if you're running Google ads, you need to set up conversion events there. So it really isn't that foreign of a concept that you need to actually tell the platform what's happening on your site. The other piece of tech that around Facebook ads is the audience selection. So I get how that could be a little bit, you're unsure about who to target, what options to pick, what options are even available, right? So there's a lot that goes into audience selection that may be tripping you up, but I'm going to make it very simple for you. And in my course, I'll walk you through it. So that's what you need in order to be successful with Facebook ads tech-wise. You need to have your Facebook ads pixel installed, which is essentially like a bridge between your website and Facebook. You need to tell Facebook what the things on your website means. So what are your conversion events? And then you also need to be able to have some audience targeting. So know who to target, know who to tell Facebook to show your ads to. And so let's talk about what a pixel is. So what is a Facebook pixel and how does it work? Looking at the Facebook ads pixel, you can really think of it. The analogy that I like to use is that it's like a bridge. The Facebook ads pixel is a bridge between what's happening on Facebook and what's happening on your website. And so that pixel or that bridge is where those signals are getting passed back between Facebook and your site. So That's really what it is. That's what a pixel is. It's a bridge between your website and what's happening on your website and Facebook. Facebook's going to send signals back and forth. So it's going to send someone to your website and they're going to go there and it's going to say, "Oh, did Tracy sign up for the lead magnet like we thought she we thought she was?" Yes. Okay, great. That sends a signal back to Facebook that Tracy is an actual good lead and that we actually want to find more people like Tracy. But let's say we send Sam to the website, Facebook sends Sam to your website, and Sam is like, "Ugh, I don't want none of this," and he leaves. Then that signal's also going back to Facebook saying like, "Oh, people like Sam are not interested in this offer. So let's not find people like Sam." So that's really how a pixel works. And the setup isn't really hard because most CRMs, most website services directly integrate with the Facebook ads pixel. Okay. So there are so many sites that, like, if all of the different tools that you're using, for example, ConvertKit is a tool that I use within your settings in ConvertKit. You can go in there and place your pixel. Boom. And so that way it'll be gone. It'll go to all of your different websites, all of the different landing pages and things that you create, within ConvertKit. WordPress, for example, if you're using your site on WordPress, WordPress has a direct plugin that you can install that it connects to Facebook ad pixel. All you got to do is install that plugin and add in your pixel ID. Boom, you're done. So it doesn't have to be complicated, y'all. That's one of the things I'm trying to get by is that setting up your pixel and installing your pixel, they try to make it as less complicated as possible because Facebook knows and all these platforms knows that the tech trips people up. So they try to put these things in place to make it so that you aren't stuck. So installing your pixel, setting up your pixel is something that you can use one of Facebook's integrations for. A lot of the different websites have help, resources. But in my course, I walk you through how to install your pixel. So if you're using a WordPress-based website, I walk you through how to install the pixel on your WordPress website. We have resources for how to install it on Shopify, how to install it on, on ConvertKit, how to install your pixel on Lead Pages. Some of the other platforms that you use, they already have documents that say, this is how you do it. And so I've compiled all those things in my course so that way, if you say like, I use Shopify, boom, you click on the Shopify link, it'll tell you how to install your pixel. And I promise you, it's really not that complicated. It's just about understanding whether you need to have a developer do it. If you have someone on your team that updates your website, then that person should probably be the one that's installing your pixel. If you have, control over your website and you can get into the back end of your website, then you can install your pixel. It's really not that complicated. Really don't think that installing the pixel is that big of a deal. Because again, it's necessary. Yes, it is very necessary to have your pixel installed and to install correctly. But in my course, Maximize with Ads, I literally walk you through how to do it in the first module. And I put it in the first module because I want you to knock it out. Because once your pixel is installed and once it's set up, you don't have to worry about it. Really don't have to worry too much about it again. Okay, so that's pixels. What do you need to know about audience targeting? This is a question so I posted on my Facebook page and saying like, hey, everybody's telling you that Facebook ads are successful. are going to take your business to the next level. I've told y'all that Facebook ads are going to take your business to the next level, but you haven't jumped in yet. Why? And someone said the tech, and specifically the audience selection and the audience targeting is what's tripping them up. And so one thing I want y'all to understand is that historically, before I would say 2020, Facebook ad targeting, was one of the most important things that you could get right in order to get your ads out there. You really didn't even need ads that are captivating, that are really message heavy. You didn't need all that kind of stuff back then, because if your targeting was on point, then you were good to go. If your technical targeting was set up correctly, you were good to go. But what happens? Things change, platforms change. iOS 14, Apple rolled out a privacy update in about 2020, I think is when they rolled out the privacy update. iOS 14 rolls out, and it essentially puts a wall between that bridge that Facebook has created between your website and Facebook. So you see the pixel here is the bridge, as I mentioned. iOS 14 kind of put a wall between that. And so that way Facebook can send the signals, but they can't directly tie the signals to the user. So they can actually say Stacy is, going to websites about podcasting. So therefore she must be interested in podcasting. But it still sees that I'm interacting with things with podcasts. It can still kind of see that the signals, it can build profiles around you. And so why is that important? Because I just spit at you a whole lot of stuff that really you don't need to go into. But what essentially happens is that with iOS 14 rolling out, it just makes it so that targeting super tightly is ineffective. That's what I'm trying to say. Targeting super, super tightly. So like if you're going into Facebook ads and saying, I want to find vegan dog moms with kids who are between the ages of 2 and 6 that also, work out and do CrossFit. That is too tight, way too tight of targeting. Because Facebook is not able to really kind of see what those people are, is not able to tie it to individual users anymore, right? So it can just kind of build profiles of people. And so what Facebook tells us to do, and this is what I learned directly from Facebook when I was working at Zappos, is that because I was working at Zappos and running ads there pre-iOS 14 and as well as post-iOS 14. So there was definitely a change, and there was, things changed, right? But Facebook was always telling us, broaden your targeting, go broad, use broad targeting, give the algorithm more space to work with to be able to find your people. Because when you're making your audience selection too tight, Facebook is only because that data is missing and it's not able to tie that data to an individual user anymore. It's harder to figure out who that individual user is anymore, but it can look at all your different behaviors. It can look at all your, different things and kind of say like, oh, this person probably fits within this profile. And so what does that mean for you as the advertiser? For you as the advertiser, that means that you just need 1 to 3 core strong audiences that work for you. You don't need 200 audiences. You do not need to be testing all these different audiences. You really need to be figuring out like, what are the 1 to 3 core audiences that convert for me? And let me give you an example. So I have a client who we started running ads in November of 2022. And so we have been testing out a couple different audiences. How the structure that I teach my clients in my course is to focus on 2 audiences, have 1 campaign, 2 audiences, and 2 or 3 ads per audience. And so we were doing some audience testing. That's one of the first things we want to do is figure out what creative resonates with what audience. And in that testing, what we found was there was this lookalike audience of their email list that just converted like crazy. And so what is a lookalike audience? So within Facebook, you have the option to run 3 categories of audiences. One, you have your targeting. So you can target people that are based on like, target small business owners. That's one option. You have an option to target custom audiences. So you can take your email list and say like, hey, upload my email list into Facebook and create and target these people. So you can say like, hey, I have an email list of at least 1,000 people, upload that to Facebook and you can target those people. But what you can also do is you can create lookalikes of custom audiences. So you can say like, hey, Facebook, I have an email list here that really, is a really strong email list. Can you make me an audience, make me a list of people who are identical or close to the people who are in my email list. So what Facebook's going to do is going to take in those signals from your email list. It's going to say, okay, these are the people that are on her email list. Let me find people who are similar. That's essentially what a lookalike audience is. And so with this client, we have realized that this lookalike of her email list has been converting like crazy. It's the top performing audience. We've tried a couple different other audiences. It converts with every creative iteration we do. This audience works. So that is a signal for us that this audience works. And so what did we do to actually blow that out? We took that audience. You can do creative to the audiences, or you can expand the audiences. So like, we'll say like, oh, lookalikes are country based. And so we'll say like, oh, give me a lookalike of people who live in Canada. Give me a lookalike of people who live in the UK. Give me a lookalike of people only who live in, Nigeria. And that's one of our top performing audiences right now. And so we took that audience and we just blew it out and we expanded it. And so what that means for you is that you don't need to worry about coming up with 200 different audiences or coming up with 200 different targeting abilities. You just need to focus on finding that 1 to 3 core audiences that really, really works for your brand. Once you figure those out, then there are so many things you can do to maximize that audience. And there's so many things that you can do to expand that audience. But you don't need to say like, I have 60 different audiences lists that I'm trying to test and target to. You don't need to do that because Facebook wants you to be broad. And so you should be running broad targeting anyway. So it should, so you should be running broad targeting anyway. Lookalikes are broad, tightening up, like loosening up your constraints. All those kinds of things are really, really helpful. So that's with audiences. And in my course, I have some resources in there for audiences specifically where I break down the 3 different types of audiences that you use. But then I also give my students 10, and it might even be 20, honestly. I give my students 10 to 20 different audiences to test, different types of audiences to test. I give them the targeting and all that kind of good stuff. So they can say like, oh, Who should I be targeting? Go to this list, pick a couple off of this list and start testing those. And once you start to get some signals, then that tells you how to move. That's the thing, is a lot of y'all are scared to jump in, but really, like, once you jump in, you will get the signals. Then once you start to get the signals, then that tells you how to move. You want to have it perfect right out the gate. You want that campaign to come out, giving you a 5x ROAS as soon as you start it, right? We don't want to have to do the work of testing, learning what's working, optimizing what's working, and then taking things to the next level. We don't want to do all that, right? But with ads, if you want to see the success that you can see, where you're going to take your ads to the next level, take your business to the next level, you grow your revenue exponentially, you're going to have to do the testing. You're going to have to try some things and get started, get some data out, and then and that's going to teach you how to move. And I walk you through how to do that in my course. And so let me talk about how my course makes Facebook ad tech very easy. So first module of my course is all about the tech. So I walk you through how to set up your pixel. I walk you through how to set up your conversion events. And I give you a list of conversion events that you need to of places to look to add your conversion events. So it's like, oh, make sure you get all your landing pages. Make sure you get your sales pages. So I give you a list of all the places you need to go to make sure that your conversion events are set up. I walk you through how to set up your dashboard in Ads Manager, how to set up your reporting, how to make it so that when you log into Ads Manager, you're only seeing the data that you want to see, that matters to your business. I even tell you what metrics you're supposed to be tracking for your business, right? So, and then building on that. So that's module one. Module one walks you through all the tech, because once you get it set up, then you're good to go, and you can just kind of, you'll make some, updates here and there, but you don't really have to worry about it. It's a big lift in the beginning. Once you get over that hump, then we get to the fun stuff. Next way that my course makes ad tech easy is that I give you the audiences to test. And again, I give you a list of about 10 to 20 different audiences that you can select from, that you can start to test. Because again, you don't need a whole lot of audiences. Don't let this part trip you up. Don't feel like you need to know every single attribute about your customers before you jump in. Don't think that you need to know what they eat for breakfast, what their lifestyle is, how often they work out. You don't need to know all that stuff, right? You just need to really and if you know your customers, right? If you're jumping into ads because you're like, hey, I know who my people are, I'm making some sales. It's just about really figuring out what are the broader profiles of who these people are. And so you're not picking from a bunch of different audiences, and I'm not giving you 100 audiences to test. I'm giving you 10 to 20 audiences to really go through, pick the ones, figure out the one to three audiences that work for you. And then you go all in on those audiences. The next way that my course makes ad tech easy is that I have support if you get stuck. So Facebook group. We have a Facebook group, a community where we are we do monthly strategy sessions. And so we're jumping on there. You can jump on and we'll talk strategy. Our strategy that we're going to be talking about this month is actually on your conversions and your Facebook funnel. And so figuring out how do you convert more of that cold traffic into actual customers. And so that's what we're going to be talking about this week. So that's the kind of stuff that we talk about in this group. And I'm there for questions. Myself, my team, we're there for questions. We're there for clarity. We're there to, guide you in the right direction. And so you really do have the support to be able to say like, hey, I'm not sure if my pixel is set up correctly. What am I supposed to do? Or I'm not sure if my conversion events are set up correctly, what am I supposed to do? So we are there to support you to make sure that you don't feel like you're alone in this. And we're not just giving you a bunch of information and saying like, here you go, be on your own. We are there to actually support you through this journey to make sure that the tech piece of it is not the thing that's holding you up. And then we also, the last way that we make that my course Maximize with Ads makes Facebook ads tech very easy is that we have systems for scale. And so we have modules where we're talking about how to do, reporting, how to optimize your campaigns, how to analyze your numbers. And so you're just knowing, what am I looking at, right? Like that's what we're talking about. What am I looking at? What am I supposed to be looking at? And so my course makes it very easy for you to get away from, to let go of the excuse that the ad tech is what's tripping you up. Because I'm telling you, once you jump in, when you have the roadmap, you have the step-by-step, you have someone who's walking you through it in video format, it's not as complicated as you think. So I hope that I have demystified Facebook ad tech for you. I hope that I have answered some of your questions that you've been thinking about and whatever, and that piece of it keeping you from jumping into the next level with Facebook ads and to keep you from jumping in and investing. And so if you have really thought like, what, this was very helpful, I'm ready to take the next step, I want to invite you to go watch my free workshop to learn the strategy behind scaling with ads, because the tech piece of it, yes, the tech piece is very important. And as I said, we knocked that out in the first module so that you're good to go. But the strategy piece, That is where a lot of people are missing. That's what a lot of these other programs out here are missing, is really teaching you how to develop a strategy that layers into your existing marketing strategy and takes things to the next level, so that you don't feel like Facebook ads are separate from your marketing strategy. They are a part of your whole ecosystem, and everything's working together. And so if you are ready to take that step and you are ready to figure out like what is the strategy behind bringing Facebook ads into your business, head over to stacyzeal.co/maximize. And you'll be able to watch the workshop there. You'll be able to watch the free workshop. It's about 45 minutes. Grab your pencils, grab your pens, get out there and get this information. Listen to it on the walk if you need to. It's also on the podcast if you want to go and just listen to it. Definitely make sure that you are doing that there. I have a question. Do you run ads for people on YouTube too? I do not actually run ads for people on YouTube. I don't actually run ads for people on Facebook as well. I teach a course that teaches in-house teams how to do it themselves and really gives you the strategies to be able to have more flexibility by being able to take the skill and have it executed internally for your building. For your strategy. But I do know someone who does organic YouTube. So send me a DM if you're looking for organic YouTube. I'm looking for someone who does do YouTube ads, because I am having a summit that's coming up in September, hint, hint. And I would love to have someone come on and talk about YouTube advertising, because I've run the YouTube ads before. So I know enough to be, to get you started, but I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on YouTube ads. But there are definitely lots of experts out there. And as I come across someone, Melissa, I'm happy to connect you with somebody when I come across that person. All right, y'all. So that's what I got for you today. If you missed the beginning, definitely make sure you go back and listen to the replay, because I walked you through a bunch of the different things tech-wise that are keeping you stuck and how to overcome those things and why those things should not be holding you up. So that's what I got for y'all today. I hope that you have a great day. Hey, make sure you go over and watch the workshop, stacyzeal.co/maximize, and I will see y'all on the next live.